So, Ontoneyo, Gold Pager, you know what I mean? I'm sitting down with super producer Psalms Carter. He's produced for everybody from Lil Flip to Paul Wall, Young Buck, Amanda Perez, Chingo Bling, Baby Bash, and more. You know, we can't go down the whole list right now, but what's going down with you, bro?
What's up, man? Just, chill in the studio, the daily thing that we do. Just chill in the studio, smoke some chrome.
Beat Depot. So for those of you who don't know you, your name is Psalms Carter. You know what I mean? AKA Nasty Beats, AKA I make the hottest hits. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Hits with thoughts.
Yeah, there you go. Hits with thoughts. Doing crazy shit out here, man. You got a bunch of new tracks. You got a track with San Quinn and Young Doe. You got, obviously hits with Lucky, Luciano, with just everybody. So, we're glad to catch up with you. For those of people who don't know you, tell us about yourself. Where'd you grow up, and how did you get introduced to music?
Well, first of all, that's my real name, Psalms Carter, and I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was born and raised there, and I was instantly born into the music game. My dad was in a band, had a studio in the house. I was just instantly born into it. I did it since I was a baby, but I had to go through things, growing up and being a runaway and being locked up juvenile and meeting people that rap and my boy Mob and just doing things like that. And I got to a certain point to where I started getting signed to like local labels, and people started recognizing me, and I started meeting people like Click on One, Don Cisco, Baby Bash, people like that. And that's just when things
And this was in New Mexico?
Yeah, this was in New Mexico.
Okay, that's what's up. So you graduated high school in New Mexico
and did all that? Dropped out in 8th grade. I was a runaway. It was a bad decision, stay in school. But you have to go through things, I guess, to get where you need to get. And if I didn't go through those things, I probably wouldn't be here.
So how did that lead to music?
Being locked up in juvenile, meeting rappers in there, met my boy Mob in there. He was probably one of the best local rappers from Albuquerque. We were signed to a local label, Vice 7. The biggest label in New Mexico was R&D Records. They had all the top rappers, Chingo Bling. They were messing with E40. They had Baby Bash, Fade Dog. They had a lot of big things going on. David Wade. They came and scooped us up. Dante Padilla came and scooped us up, me and him, and that's where I started meeting like bigger artists. Started meeting Baby Bash, Don Cisco, Click on One put me on. I got signed to another deal in Las Vegas.
So before that, like, how did you really pick up turntables and start learning to produce? Like, where did you find that time, or how did that develop?
So while I was getting signed by local labels in the beginning, I was messing around with that stuff at the same time. So I was messing around with a bunch of runaway kids that were all DJs. They taught me how to DJ.
That's what's up. What was the first piece of equipment, beat producing equipment you had?
MPC 2000 in a Dr. Groove.
That's what's up.
And
so you was making hits already, huh?
They were cool. Like the first beat I ever made, nobody ever let me touch the equipment. Nobody ever let me touch it. They were always kept me behind. But one time everybody left, man, to the store, get papers and stuff, and I stayed, and I made a beat in about 15 minutes, bro. They came back and were like, "Oh shit!" And from right then and there, I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna pound beats out."
That's what's up. Damn, that's dope, man. BC days. So Psalms could just pull out, get your turntables, link up with Psalms, we making beats. That's what's up. Boom, back with Psalms Carter, super producer, your boy Ontoneyo. So we were just talking about your life and how you started getting into producing, being a runaway and learning to be a DJ. Talk to us about your first time you got signed and what that was like and how that impacted your life.
The first real deal I got, it was I was working with a Latin rap group, Click on One. They got me a deal in Las Vegas with a label, Download Records. They had Haystack, platinum producer Will Skills, Slim the Mobster. They had a whole bunch of different people there. Mark Sparks produced for Death Row. I was just a little guy coming in the picture, but that was the first deal I ever got. They got me a house, a car. Just everything you ever wanted, like everything you ever dreamed of. You thought
So you're in New Mexico at the time?
I was in New Mexico, and they called me from Las Vegas, Nevada, and they were like, "Yo, jump on the next flight." I left my girl. that I was with for 5 years over this music game. I went. I got on the plane. I went. It was dope.
That's what's up.
I got there and I had to live in the Mirage for like 2 weeks till they got me settled, but I didn't mind that at all.
So this is back like late 90s then, when they're still spending bread?
2000, I'd say late 4, almost going into 5.
Okay, that's what's up. So this is back when labels were still spending money, and
the internet wasn't that big yet. We could pull up to a corner and pop a trunk and sell 100 CDs in an hour. Like that's how good we were doing. You know?
That's crazy. So what happened with that particular deal? Did it work out? Did you guys put songs out?
The dude took care of us, man. He had a studio built by Dr. Dre. Encore built the studio, $10,000 mics. He took really good care of us, but it was just dirty money, and they shut the operation down, and I was stuck in Phoenix for a while. With Zigzag from MB Riders. I was sleeping on his couch, man, and just going through it. And one day he said, "You know what? I got an extra flight to Houston. Let's go out there with me." And I went out there, and that was it, man. It was there. It was all Houston from there.
All right, dope. So we're back with Symes Carter, super producer, the Beat Depot. You know what it is, Gold Pager. So we were talking about your first deal and how you got your first house and just everything was crazy, you know what I mean, to go into sleeping on the homie's couch and all of that. So what happened when you were sleeping on the homie's couch and you had a chance to go to Houston?
I went. I got up. I said, "Let's go." And Zig flew me out there with him. I remember we got there. We're staying at Upstairs Records. For y'all that don't know who that is, they had MB Riders, Amanda Perez, Baby Bash, myself, a couple other producers. We all stayed in one house. It was like the Real World or something like that,
That's what's up.
like on MTV. It was like a show there. It was cool. So we all stayed there, and I was working with a female singer there named Angelina. She was real big, freestyle music.
Oh, that's what's up, Angelina.
Mhm.
It's cool. So what did that label do? Like, how did that work out, and where did it go from there?
That label didn't work out so good for me. I signed over my publishing on accident. I wasn't smart and I didn't read my contract. Just a happy kid to be in that position, Just a happy kid, and I didn't, they didn't look out for me the right way. I produced a couple hits for Little Rob, produced some hits with Amanda Perez. They were on top charts, the big Billboard rhythmic charts, and I didn't get the right checks from them. But now I'm starting to get that stuff.
So you had to leave that situation. This happens to a lot of people.
I ran away from it.
Right.
I ran away. I went back to Albuquerque for a few months, and I got a big old house over there because I had money. So I went back, got another song on the radio over there real quick, and then I met.
What was that song?
It was called "I'm Feeling You," and we got it on the radio there on Kiss 97.3, and we were blowing up in the town, and I fell for someone, so I ended up meeting a woman, and I fell for her, and moved to Denver, and got to Denver, and started tearing shit up in Denver.
That's crazy. So tell us about like some of the first people you met in Denver, first places you played as a DJ, like.
Well, first people I met in Colorado, period, was Coogee Kid, Dank One, and Hypnotic, and they all got beats from me, production from me, because I was more of a producer at the time than a DJ. I had not been DJing for all those years. I was just making music, so I just produced for them while I was here. They were the first people that purchased beats from me because they knew who I was.
They had heard about your music.
Yeah, they knew me already from from that, and Dank showed me love, and I wasn't gonna do music no more. I was gonna quit and have kids and just be a family dude, and I wasn't gonna do that no more. And once everybody found out on MySpace and Facebook that I was over here, I just started doing it again.
You just started getting more people calling you.
Yeah, I started working at one of the big studios, Side 3. Started working there. I was producing for the same big Latin artist I do now out of there. And just Just grinding, bro. Just hanging in there.
So, obviously, when you first started, you came to Denver, you did some really big shows, you know, had it snapping and everything. How did it turn into, like, you know, doing music with everybody else and focusing on Symes Carter instead of kind of going with the labels?
Those artists start getting old eventually. You want to start trying to find the next artist, the next big thing. And that's why I work with all these local artists. You never know which one is going to. You never know which one is going to pop. You can do 100 songs, 200 songs with a bunch of guys that don't got a name yet, but out of those songs, you're gonna make about 20 hits. You just don't know which ones. So I try to work with everybody. I try to be humble. I don't brag about what I've done or where I've been or anything like that, because I've been through that in life and that it didn't get me nowhere. So I just try to just keep grinding, bro, and just stay myself.
So tell us about the songs you got popping right now. Like, looks like you're doing a lot of producing, working with a lot of people.
Like I've had a few songs pop for me right now. I have one with Juan Gotti and Carolyn Rodriguez. It was on Pocos Pedal Locos for a while in LA. And syndicated station, that was doing good for me. I got a lot of songs on the new Brown Boy album, new Baby Bash album, the Plug on Maria, with Don Chino and Mozzie, and that song's probably gonna do good for me right now.
So the Plug on Maria, I like that joint. It's got obviously the Keith Sweat sample.
Yeah,
on it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Don't sue me yet. Let it blow up.
So you put that one out, and you bring Keith Sweat, or you work with some people. How did that situation go where you're now throwing all these R&B shows?
I'm not throwing them. I'm getting hired on them to DJ and promote them, and my boys from out of town are throwing them, and they like to stay behind the scenes. They don't want no one to know who they are, but
So how did that situation come about? Like, how did you meet those guys?
I got booked on a little Boosie show by accident about 2 years ago, and I rocked it. And the dude came, and he, I didn't even want no money. I just went to take advantage of the opportunity to go do that show, because I already knew it was going to be a big show. Promoter came back, paid me a lot actually, and I left, and then while I was down the road, they called me back, and they're like, yo, come rock these shows. And I'm like, okay, which ones? And they start telling me, and I'm like, oh, damn.
That's what's up.
Cool. Like, I don't even got to throw the show, invest no money. I just got to invest some time in promoting and go rock a crowd, 5,000 people. I'm in. I'm good.
That's what's up. And those aren't even really the biggest shows you've ever done, right? Like, you've
I've done some Lowrider magazine tours. Like in Kansas City, Missouri was huge. Dallas, Texas was huge. Those are like 10,000, 15,000 plus. Done a 420 rally in Denver when it was popping back in the day.
It was really popping.
It was probably the best 420s I've ever seen before metal detectors and fences. It was dope.
Yep. So it was really popping at the 420 though, right?
Popping. I mean, you can be on stage and look and just people everywhere.
Okay, so that's when there were some shots fired, and we all know what happened after, so we won't go into that. But so obviously you have a relationship now. You were working with Flip. You still work with Flip. Is that official?
I still work with Flip. I got that tatted on my hand for life from Clover G, La Familia. I always mess with Flip. He's like a brother to me. He's like a black Latino dude. He's a Blexican, bro. He's like Tupac. He puts on for our people, for the Latinos, bro. Like if you go on YouTube and look Flip up, he works with all the Latino rappers that nobody else wants, give a chance to. So I respect that, and I roll with the La Familia, the Latin part of the Clover G label. I do that,
That's what's up. Word up. So, Gold Pager, Ontoneyo, Symes Carter. There's just so much to talk about, bro. You've been working so hard for a long time. You know what I mean? We were just talking off camera, and it's like been 11 years now. You've been working just living off music.
Living off music, bro. But I had to take sacrifices to get to that. I had to be homeless, like I told you earlier. Run away, sleep on couches.
That's what's up. So talk to us about, you get to make beats all day, but how do you stay working as a DJ in Colorado?
First of all, people gotta like you, cause you gotta have a following. I have my little following. I'm thankful for. I got push from my friends, like Sucky Duck Anthony. You know, he helps me out. A lot of people around the town, they all push. You know, they help me out, so I get crowds. But man, it's a lot of work, bro. It's a lot of time away from my kids, a lot of time away from my family, and you know, if you can't sacrifice that time, then you just can't do it, bro.
Yeah, but you're booked like 3 or 4 or 5 days out of the week, aren't you?
Yeah, 5 days. I booked 5 days out of the week.
So you put the work in.
Sacrificing time, and then I wake up, take the kids to school, you know, make beats all day, you know, do hooks, whatever, you know what I mean, sing on hooks, do all that shit, and make money.
That's what's up. So that's awesome. I just want to put that in perspective because I think not a lot of guys really eat off this all day. Do you know what I mean? So Symes is one of the dudes. But you know, you got R. Kelly coming. You know, that's coming up soon. You're probably gonna have a lot more shows, more beats. How do they get in touch with Symes Carter?
Man, hit me up on the Facebook /Symes Carter 505, Instagram /Symes Carter 505, Snapchat. It's all the same. Just hit me up on the social media. Yo, it's your boy Symes Carter, aka Nasty Beats. Make sure y'all check out my fam, GoPages.com. Y'all know what it is.